Hey YouTube, this next diecast review will be on Josef Newgarden's 2020 Hitachi Chevrolet. This is an awesome, really awesome looking diecast I picked up from my good buddies over at Gutswear. If you want to check out my community page, we got some reviews coming up all throughout the next week. This is kind of like Indy 500 week on our channel. Unfortunately, we won't be spending it at the Indy 500 this year, unfortunately, because of the global pandemic. That it will be doing that in the month of August. I will be there personally in Turn 3 again with my buddies, and hopefully you guys are all staying well, staying healthy during these crazy times. I'm wishing you all the best, and hopefully a very quick return to racing here pretty soon. We're going to have a very quick return to racing here in the next coming weeks. That's going to be wonderful. I'm excited, and this is a very cool diecast to review. This is pretty much identical to his 2019 livery. In fact, I'm going to pull that out here in a second. I got the car right in front of me. Let's see here. This is the 2019 car. Yes, it is. And not really too many keen differences on this car, minus the fact that it's on the aero screen, and this is, of course, spotting the number 1 for Josef Newgarden this year, because he is indeed the previous season champion. When you're the previous season champion, you have the privilege of picking number 1 as your number for the next coming year. Now, maybe wondering, oh, why didn't Dixon do it last year? Well, Dixon had a very bad season in 2004 when he initially did number 1, and that was, of course, the year that Tony Renna died testing the number 1 car. So they have not done that ever since then. Ever since notice when Dario Franchitti or Scott Dixon won the championship, they always stuck with number 9 and or number 10. But with Penske and the other guys, they always select number 1 as their season champion's number. So without further ado, we're going to take this car out of its box and begin the review of the Josef Newgarden Hitachi diecast. Excellent, so now that this car is out of its packaging, we can finally do the review of this sucker. And before I begin the review of the Josef Newgarden Hitachi car, here is the card that it comes with. It comes with the driver's face and, of course, the driver's number and the driver's livery on it this year. It's got the number 1 and it's got black and red, just matching the colors of the car. All the packaging resembles the colors of the car this year. Like in years past too, of course, but more so than ever in the most previous years. It doesn't really seem as uniform this year as it was in the previous, but very cool. The fact that they put these little cards in there, that's awesome. I love the fact that they've always done that. Let's see here. Here's Josef Newgarden's car, and right away I'm blown away by this. An absolute beauty. Just overall a fantastic looking diecast. Let's see here. Front of the car. This front of the car's got a little bit of a black stripe on it, which I don't think that's supposed to be there. That's weird. Very weird about that. Let's see here. We got Penske Truck Rental, we got Dallara, we got Shell, Pennzoil, Discount Tire, Chevrolet, NTT IndyCar Series number 1, Hitachi. And there's nothing on the wing plates on the side. Got the Firestone tires, I almost said Firehawk again. You got the Penske chrome suspension on this car, which, thank friggin' God they put it on there. That is awesome. And of course you got Newgarden's name on the name rail where the aero screen is. That was approved after they put that on there, so that's awesome. Got the Firestone logos. See here, you got NTT IndyCar Series, got Shell V-Power Nitro Plus, got Hitachi, Speedway, Penske Truck Rental, Verizon, Chevrolet, XPEL, P1 Award, NTT Firestone, PPG Snap-on, and of course it's got the number 1 on the wing plate. Got Hitachi. That's pretty cool right here. I want to notice something right here. I never really noticed this. Look at the floor of the car there, and with the Penske chrome suspension on there. That is pretty cool. And the suspension kind of gives a little bit. They've always done that with these cars. But that's pretty cool. Got the little air vents here. Got the little exhaust pipes here. Some stupid fine details make me really excited about these cars. Got the rear of the car there with the Team Penske gearbox. Sorry, my camera work's not that great tonight. Sorry about this, guys. There we go. And voila, this side the same as the left. So the main colors of this car are black, white, and red. pretty much very identical to Josef Newgarden's car from the previous season. In fact, it really hasn't changed much of any at all. But the fact it's got the aero screen on it and the number 1 on it, it's really just like an honor to have as a Josef Newgarden fan to carry a number 1 diecast of his. And, you know, if you're a Josef Newgarden fan, it is an absolute no-brainer to get this car. It's a commemorative thing that says, hey, he's the previous season champion. Oh, shut up, you twat. But, you know, any Josef Newgarden fan would cherish this diecast. The fact it's got the commemoratives knowing that he's the previous season champion, all the new tooling on this car. This is whole brand new tooling here, by the way, people. This is not a plastic addition to it. This is partly molded onto the chassis. So you got this thing molded on here, and mostly they've done a great job with the quality of the aero screens. I mean, I've seen some of the aero screens maybe have a few glue residue issues or whatnot. This one doesn't seem to have it. Let's see here, we got a little bit of a detailed cockpit. This is a minor little bit of detail. It's got Josef Newgarden's name is not anywhere to be found here, but of course, you know, it's got his name on the aero screen there. Then again, if you have the spotter's guide for IndyCar, you know who's driving what these days. But anyways, that's an awesome looking car. I'm going to rip a page out of my buddy Brian's book here. And we're going to compare and contrast the two of them here. So let's do this here. Let's do this. The front of the car here, the 2 is a little bit bigger on this car than the number 1 on the new diecast. Of course, you know, the tub is a lot smaller now due to the fact we have the aero screen interrupting it. No Penske truck rental logo on the wings here, because Penske didn't really divvy up on that one, or they must have not got that approved. The Chevrolet logo is moved down on this car. It's moved down towards the center where the Chevrolet logo would be last year. That's interrupted now by the aero screen. And where the aero screen is now, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's new tooling here to where there's a little crease here, right by the 1. You can definitely feel it here. There's a little bit of a crease here, and it creases over here. Can't really see because of the lighting. There we can get a better view of that, right by the aero screen. Whereas this car just has one little line here that goes all the way to the driver's cockpit. This has some sort of crease onto it. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see it here. Let's try to rip it off out of Brian really big time here with this one. Not really too much of changes here, minus the fact that it's got the NTT IndyCar Series logo on the aero screen, and except the IndyCar logos on the one on the bottom. A little bit of decal changes on the air flicks, but not really. And also Penske truck rentals also on the engine cover here, and it's not on the engine cover on this guy. So that's about that. That's about what we have there for that review of that car. But anyways, 360 view of this car here. Here's the front. That freaking Penske chrome suspension. Oh my god, the chrome suspension is almost worthy of another buy right there. That alone makes it worth it, the Penske chrome suspension, because this one does not have the chrome suspension, and I'm not too happy about that. Anyways, there we go. Here's the top of the car. Look at that. I mean, just look at the detail of this thing. I didn't notice this much, but until I noticed with this car. Got the air vents, you got the exhaust, you got the floor of the car, you got all the moving suspension parts. Beautiful. Great job by Greenland on this one. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe. And this is Race Day 12, reminding you to join the fight to stop bullying. It does get better. The Diecast Kid is always happy to see you.